There's a piece of advice that goes around in the online business world with a confidence I find baffling. And it goes like, don't put your prices on your website, make people reach out first so you can control the conversation. I've heard this from many business coaches, but also from self-proclaimed sales experts who teach sales tactics because they went viral once on Instagram. But that's another topic, right? And every time I hear this piece of advice, I'm like, why? No, why? I don't get it. I mean, I do, but I don't. We're gonna go deeper into that, but I've had my prices visible on my website since day one, and I have never even thought of not displaying them. And when I have discovery calls, my prospects already know what to expect. So in this episode, I want to walk you through why hiding your prices is probably costing you the clients who are already ready to say yes. And I will also cover what to do if your work is custom and a flat rate doesn't make sense for you, because some of you work on custom quote basis and you obviously cannot display a flat rate, right? So let's start with what the hide your prices logic is actually claiming. The idea is that if you don't show the price, you create curiosity. So the prospect is going to reach out, you get them on a call, you warm them up, you frame the investment properly before the number drops, and then they say yes because you've done the relationship work first. I guess there is a version of this that makes sense, and I will tell you when in a minute. But in the real world, though, from my experience, 10 years of experience, when someone lands on your website and cannot find a price, one of the two things happens. They still reach out, they get on a call with you, they find out the price, that it's not really fitting their budget right now, or whatever. And at the end of this call, everyone has spent an hour of their life that they will never get back. Or the second option is more common, they leave. And they find someone else whose website just answers the question, how much does this cost? And you never knew they were there and that they went to your competitor instead. I'm personally part of the second category. If I land on a website and there's no price, I'm gone. And it has nothing to do with whether I can afford it or not. I just don't want to play a guessing game with my time. I assume there is an agenda behind the missing information, and that assumption does not make me want to reach out. Especially nowadays, we're in a trust recession. We've all been burned by some unethical people, businesses, right? And I don't want to spend the time, be in this game of people who constantly follow up with you. Hey, is now the right time? I don't have time. Like, I'm an action taker. If I want something, I don't need someone to follow up with me. Nurturing? Yes, but following up in a way that's like pushy? No way. I hate this. This doesn't land well with me at all. And I know a lot of clients and other entrepreneurs who feel exactly the same way. I'm pretty sure most of your ideal clients feel that way too. Now I want to talk about another case. Sometimes it's not a deliberate sales strategy. Sometimes it happens that it's fear dressed up as a funnel tactic, so to speak. Your price is just sitting there, visible, and anyone can look at it and decide it's too much before you've had a chance to explain the value. So if you don't show it, it feels safer. You get to control the moment when it lands for the person. You get to warm them up first. And I understand that completely. That's a different reason, right? Pricing is personal. What you charge can reflect what you think your work is worth, right? And having that number judged before someone even knows you properly, it feels uncomfortable. I felt that too. But let me tell you why I felt that too. I was experiencing that feeling when my copy was not doing the talking for me. This is when I felt I had to justify my price. I felt awkward about my price because I didn't know when I first started a business in 2016 as a personal development coach. I didn't know about messaging. My sales page was very vague, it wasn't specific. So the price was harder to justify. I was basically competing on price with others. And this does feel vulnerable. But even then, I've still displayed my price, even if I was feeling icky about it. Let me tell you what happens when you hide your price. You filter out the wrong people, yeah, because they cannot be bothered to ask or they assume the price is going to be too high or whatever. But you also filter out the right ones who were action takers, who are in decision mode. They need all the information to make an informed decision. And some of those people are ready, they have the budget, they just want to see if the investment makes sense before committing to a conversation with you. Because they value your time, they value their time. And those people often don't reach out. They are action takers. They don't want to wait for a price reveal. They just want to, like I said, make an informed decision, and your website is not letting them do that. I'm that type of person. So when your prices are visible, the people who reach out already have seen your figure, what you're charging. They've sat with it, they've decided it's worth exploring, they've clicked that book a call button. Now the conversation is different. The price objection is already handled, so to speak. This is how you stop having sales calls, however you call them, like your free calls, where people are shocked by your prices. My prices are not a surprise. The people who book a call with me have already decided the investment is in the right range. We spend the call figuring out if we're actually a good fit, clearing out some little things that are related to their personal situation, and that's a much better use of everyone's time. There is something else that visible pricing does that people don't talk about enough. It signals confidence. When you display your price on your sales page without apologizing for it, without burying it somewhere in small, or without surrounding it with 3 paragraphs of justification, you're communicating clearly that you know what your work is worth. And that confidence is part of what makes someone trust you enough to want to work with you in the first place. But I know some people push back on this. And like I was saying, if your services are custom and genuinely vary in scope, you can still give a bracket. Something like projects typically start from X amount, or investment starts at X depending on the scope. Something that lets the right person self-qualify without having to commit to a conversation first. That's transparent and practical. But when you put something like contact for pricing, that's like boom, a wall. It doesn't really invite for conversation. Although it says contact for pricing, it's kind of closed. So, like I said, a bracket or investment starts at. Then it's as transparent as it can be. Now about the comparison. If you're worried people will compare you to cheaper options, let me tell you that those people are shopping on price. And these people are never going to hire you in the first place. So no discovery call is going to change that. Letting them self-select out before they take up your time is not a problem. It's actually great. That's what we want. The clients who are right for you are weighing much more than a number, a price. They're looking at whether you understand their situation, whether your results are credible, whether working with you seems worth it, how their life is going to look like after. They're looking at your proof, also your clients' testimonials. So your copy and your client results do that work for you. So you write your sales page once and it works for you forever. Your price is just one data point in a decision they are already making. And if you're thinking, but high ticket offers need the relationship first before the price lands. Yes, in specific contexts, that's true. Complex enterprise services where the scope cannot be known without a proper conversation, like ultra high ticket offers where the relationship genuinely has to come first. I get it. If that's you, your entire sales process is built differently, and this piece of advice isn't aimed at you. However, your copy still needs to reflect the premium high ticket value of your service. That being said, most of the service business owners I've seen and I talk to are not in that category. Vets, therapists, coaches, consultants, copywriters, accountants, lawyers. Offers with clear scopes and relatively fixed price. So yes, they can have different packages, but usually there are clear scopes and relatively fixed prices. Even if it's on custom base, there are packages, they already have an idea. So it's easy to put investment starts at. But some of these business owners I'm talking about are simply hiding their prices because someone told them it was a smart move. Not because it actually makes sense for how they work or for them. They're just working with someone who's supposed to know better. So they're applying what they're being told without realizing that it's creating friction. Especially today in a trust recession, you want full transparency and you don't want to waste people's time or your time. So when you stop hiding your price, your discovery calls become about fit, like being a good fit, not price negotiation. The people who reach out are already warm because your copy did that. So your time goes toward real conversations, what's possible, what's involved, instead of just tackling objections. Pricing transparency is only one piece of the picture though. It works when the right people are finding you in the first place, and when your website copy makes it obvious why you are the right choice for them before they even get to the price. If those two things are not working together, showing your price won't save a website that is not being found or that is not clear about who it's for and what the results are. And that's what I help service business owners fix. If your website is not bringing you consistent clients' inquiries and you want to understand what's actually getting in the way, book a free 20-minute strategy call with me. The link is in the description. We will look at where your website is right now and what's blocking it from bringing you clients. And you will leave with a clear next step, and you will see if my program Sold Out SEO, where I teach you how to optimize your website so it gets found, how to write copy that turns cold visitors, like strangers, into clients. Or maybe you want to do it yourself, or maybe you want me to do it for you. So book your free call, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.